Hi everyone, I'm Atul and I'm super excited to talk about lookup function in today's video. So let's go and see what exactly is this lookup function in Excel and how it can be useful in your day-to-day life. So the lookup function can be categorized under the lookup or the reference function within Excel. This function performs a rough match either in one of the columns or in one of the rows. So it won't do the exact match, but it will always perform a rough match, and once it performs the match, then it returns the corresponding value from that particular row or column. So while you're doing your analysis, if you wish to compare two rows or columns, then you can use this lookup function. It is designed to handle the simplest cases either of the vertical or the horizontal lookup. So when I'm saying horizontal or vertical lookup, this means that either you can search a particular data within a particular row or within a particular column. Now, I have two examples here. So I'll go on and write the formula for this. But before we work on this lookup function, we need to understand is that there are two different forms of lookup. First one is the vector and the second one is array. The vector form of lookup function will search one row or one column of the data for a specific value, and then it will get the data from that same position, either from that but another row or from the column. So when I'll write the formula, then you will understand what this vector form does or perform. And when we'll write the formula for array form of this lookup function, then you will get to know how exactly this array form works as well as how this vector form works. So let's first write the formula for the vector form. So what we'll do is that we have to get the interest rates. Now you have this amount here and you need to get the interest rate that would be applicable for this amount. So we can have this interest data either in another sheet or in another workbook. We can put this function, this lookup function, to get our interest rates. Now what I'll do is that I'll put equal to and lookup, right? When you press the tab button, you will get these two lookup options, right? So the first one is this, the vector form, and the second one is the array form of the lookup function, which I have told you earlier, right? So the first argument, that lookup function is asking us the value which you want to look for. So for us, the looking up value is this 1100. So I've selected this cell A6. Now I'll put comma. Then it is asking me the lookup vector. It means that it wants the one-dimensional data where this formula should search for this 1100. So we have to search this 1100 in this data set, right? Then I'll log this cell, I'll log this range, and now it's asking the result vector. So where do you want, from where do you want the result? So our result is one row below, right? This 5%, 7%, 10% and 15%. So I've selected this range. Again I have logged this range, and then I'll close this bracket. Now you are getting 5%. So as I have told you that the lookup function basically performs a rough match, right? So when you will see this 1100 is very close to 1000 and it's very far from 2000, or there is a huge difference between 1100 and 2000, while there is a very less difference between 1100 and 1000. So it's getting 5%. Now if I do 800 here, if I put the amount as 800, what will happen? Ideally, when I will put 800 in the amount, the lookup function will give us error. So let's put 800 and see. There you go. Once I put 800, it's giving me error. The reason being is that the lookup function works only when the value which you are searching for is greater than or equal to the table array in which you are searching. This means that this amount cannot be less than the first value of the table. So if I put 900 here, then also I'll get error, but if I put 1000, you won't get error. Or when you will put 1500, you won't get error. Now the thing is that this value which you are searching for should always be equal to or greater than the first value or the minimum value of the table in which you are searching for, right? Now what will happen if I put here 1 million, or let's put 1 million? You will get 15%. So there is no upper bound of the value which you are searching in your table, but there is a lower bound value condition. Now what does this mean? This means that if I'll put 2500 here, this means that till 2500, if I take a loan of 2500, I have to give interest rate of 7%. When you will see that this 2500 is very close to 2000, but it's very far from 4000 or 8000. So what it does, or how this function works, is that it is searching for this value 2500 which is kept in A6, okay, and it searches in this range from H4 till K4. So this 2500 is very close to 2000, so there is a rough match between 2500 and 2000, and then our result set or result vector which we had given is from H5 till K5. So the row corresponding or the value corresponding between below this 2000 is 7%. That's why we are getting 7% as our result set. Now let's go to some another example of this vector form only. After this example, we'll work on the array form of lookup function also. So suppose you have a list of customer there in any of the sheets, and at any point of time what you need to do is that you just want to check how many orders they have given and the number of item that is present in that order and what is the location of that customer. Then what you can do is that you have to put a formula to get the result set, right? Now when we know that we have a customer name here and we can get our exact match, then we can use the VLOOKUP, right, in our function. But why we are using lookup function here, which provides a roughly matched value? The reason being is that this lookup function provides us a way to compare two rows or columns. That's why we are using this lookup function here. So what we need to do here in this example is that we have to get the number of order, items and location for whatever customer the user will select. So I have a drop down list here for customer A, B, C, D, E, and whenever I select a customer, I want the orders, item and locations getting updated based on the selection of this customer. So let's put the lookup function here. Now our lookup value is this cell A11 which contains the customer name, and then our lookup vector is this, right? So I'll log this range. Then our result set for orders is this. I'll also log this range, and now I'll close this bracket. So for customer D we have 4 orders. You can see for customer D we have 4 orders, right? Now if I select customer A, then ideally I should get 34 orders, right? So if I select A, I have 34 orders. Now if I copy this formula and paste it here, and instead of H, if I give I here, that means I need the items. Similarly for location, instead of H I have to give J here in my result set. Now when you have selected customer A, you are getting orders, item and their location, right? Suppose suddenly somebody asks you that how many orders are there for customer C. So you don't have to go into Excel sheet, then press Ctrl F and find customer C or customer D. and then you press enter, you go and search for that particular customer orders within the raw data. If you apply this formula, you will get data in front of you, right? So if I select customer C, you can see that the order value, item value and the location is dynamically getting refreshed. So that's how you use the vector form of lookup function. Now there is another form, array form of lookup function, right? So the array form of lookup function looks in the first row or column of an array for the specific value and returns the same value. So when I said that this lookup function is designed to handle the simplest cases of horizontal lookup or vertical lookup, it means that you can match the value, and if the value which you are searching is matching from your data, then you will have the confirmation with it. So for example, if I want to search that whether this customer C presents in our data or not, then how can I do it, right? So if I simply put this array form of lookup function, okay, then I have to search for this customer C, right? And then if you see this second form of lookup, which is this array, now I just need to select this range where our entire customer data set is. Now I'll lock this cell and I'll close the bracket, equal to, yes, there is customer C. So if you want to compare one row or one column range with the value which you have, then you can use this array form of lookup function. Now if I select customer C and I by mistake put 45, what will happen? It will always give C. The reason being is that till this portion, you will see till this portion it's matching with customer C. That's why you are getting customer C. For example, if I change this to customer E, then you will get customer E, because it's what it's doing is that it's performing a rough match and then it's showing us the result. So that's how basically you use the lookup function in Excel to perform a rough match either in one row or in one column range. Hey, if you find this video insightful, then do check out other videos and hit the like and subscribe button.